Welcome to Biblio Bistro.
My name is Megan Jazak, and I'm a registered dietitian and community health educator with the Portage Health Foundation. And today I have with me Michael Sinitis, who is the program coordinator and chef extraordinaire with the Portage Lake District Library. For those of you that are new to Biblio Bistro, this is a cooking series in partnership with the foundation and the library that features simple recipes with seasonal and local produce that are budget friendly.
Today we're featuring fresh local fish with citrus salad. Megan, why did we pick this recipe?
That's a great question, Michael. We picked this recipe for a couple different reasons. The citrus salsa is a great way to kind of like end the summer up with those tomatoes in a new and exciting way. And we thought it'd be fun to feature local fish as just a new way to look at different proteins that we can get right in our backyard.
Yeah, we haven't really done much of that, have we, like protein?
No, we haven't. So it'll be fun to kind of get a little bit outside of our own comfort zones. And for that reason, we actually brought our own guest who is a fish expert. Do you want to go meet her?
I do.
Okay, let's go.
Ahoy! How's it going?
Great, how are you?
I'm great. So you guys wanted to talk fish?
Yes, well, since you're fresh off the boat, we thought we would just talk a little fish talk.
Yeah, sounds great. So what would you like to know?
Well, first, I should probably introduce you. So we have Dr. Lauren Jaskovich with Michigan State Extension and the Michigan Sea Grant with us today to bring all the fish expertise to us. Michael and I are looking to learn. We want to know all about local fish.
Yeah.
So, I guess to start, we have a recipe that it uses salmon, but when we went to the farmer's market, we can only find trout. So I was curious, like, what do you do for recipes like that? You know, is that okay to sub like that, or?
Oh yeah, definitely. Salmon is more of that premium seafood, and so sometimes if you want to save $1 or two, it's or what's available, go and have some trout. Salmon is more of a bold flavor. So if you also have a picky eater in your family, it might be good to go towards a trout or like whitefish. But really, a lot of those recipes can be moved around with whatever species you prefer. Some is more personal preference, while recipes are just an adventure and try it.
That's definitely
We like that. That's how we roll.
So that makes us feel a little better.
Nice.
Michael, do you have any questions for Lauren?
I guess I'd like to know, I'm more familiar with the Bayfield Peninsula and the fisheries over there, so I'm kind of curious, like, what are some of our better options over here in the Keweenaw?
Yeah, so we do have some local fishermen or fishers in the Keweenaw. So a lot of them are actually tribal commercial fishermen. We do have state licensed fishermen from Michigan. So you see a lot of Wisconsin and Michigan working together in terms of our commercial caught right here from Lake Superior. You can also pick up farm-raised fish from our state. There's one down in Watersmeet, a fee fishing, so you can go grocery shopping with an experience, is what I like to call it.
Wow.
You could go to your local grocery stores. But I would be very, prudent to look at the labeling.
Sure.
You could look for farm-raised, wild-caught, but if, 80% or so of our seafood's imported, so a lot of it's actually not produced here. Or if you do get whitefish or, say, walleye at the grocery store, it's actually being imported from Canada. So you're supporting Canada's economic industry rather than ours.
Oh, well, we want to support local as much as we can.
Yeah, are there any tools or anything that we can make it a little bit easier for us to find local fish?
Yeah, so this past year I worked, Michigan Sea Grant, we worked with Taste the Local Difference, which is a Michigan-produced food hub, and to get a fisheries icon. So now you can find local fish wherever you are in Michigan to go buy for food. We also have Great Lakes Fresh Fish Finder, which is Sea Grant across the Great Lakes Basin put together where you can find local fish, and this encompasses fish for stocking, for food, for bait, and so on, just to help the businesses that produce fish.
Wow, super cool. That's handy. We'll have to keep that in mind.
Yeah, we're familiar with the local sourcing for produce and for farms, and so that's an awesome tool to add fish because like I said, people will be like, oh, I'd like to buy some local fish. I just don't know where to do it.
Yep, and this is one great resource for that to help, because seafood is a great protein option. It's very sustainable. It's one of the most sustainable proteins compared to beef or pork.
Sure.
And you'll actually retain a lot more protein out of seafood than you would than beef or pork or chicken. So lots of protein.
Yes. So I have a question for you, Lauren.
Okay.
If people wanted to fish on their own, like what would be required to do that?
So you would have to get a state license. It's very simple to do. You just go on their website or go to a sporting goods store and they'll walk you through it. Depending on if you're say you're from the Keweenaw, you'll be an in-state resident to fish. But besides the license, bait, tackle, and the map, but they put together a really great pamphlet that as long as you know where you're going, the regulations are outlined in that booklet for you. So just pay attention, because the reason why we still have fish for now is because 20 years ago we paid attention and did those regulations. So it's to keep it for the
Follow
next
the
generation.
rules.
Yes.
I'm with you. That makes sense to me.
Okay. Like one more question, if that's okay.
Yes.
I just wanted to know, I've seen a lot of like farm raised versus wild caught in terms of like nutrition and just in general, like what the differences are. And I was curious if you could expand on that if you wanted.
Yeah, so I get that question a lot, and just like science, it does depend. However, typically there's really no difference. It's depending on the quality and the source of the product. So I would definitely go with local, made in the U.S., and look for those labels. While wild caught, there's only so much fish in our seas, and we always hear about overfishing. One way to help subsidize that is through aquaculture or fish farming. So we can grow fish to either stock back in what we take out or just supply our growing population.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for coming on, Lauren. We learned so much.
Oh, you're welcome.
Thank you. Well, should we go cook
Go cook that fish.
Let's do it.
Okay.
Have fun.
Okay.
See you guys later.
Thanks.
See you later.
Bye-bye.
Thanks again.
Bye.
Well, we're back in the kitchen, and
Yeah.
Michael, I see you have found some fish.
I have, and I'm not going to wear gloves for this. I would normally if I had other things to do, but I'll handle the fish and you do the other part. Does that sound good?
That sounds great.
All right, so I'm just going to lay our fillets out in the pan. Ooh, look at these gorgeous things.
These were at the Calumet Farmers Market. I believe it was from the Keweenaw Fishing Co.
Nice.
Yes, so nice and fresh.
Okay, so I'm going to take the broth and pour that over the fish fillets, because we're going to.
That is about half a cup of chicken broth.
Yeah.
And then we've got
And
about
our-
2 teaspoons of lemon zest. that is
Nice.
gonna-
Ooh, that's going to make it so nice. Do you want to give us a little bit of kosher salt and some ground pepper on there, Megan?
Yes. Have we ever done a dish without salt and pepper? It just wouldn't be
No,
right.
it wouldn't. It's the only way to go.
Okay, I will do that.
Give her a little pinch and a grind. Looking good. You're good at this.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I've watched you so many times. I would hope I'd learned a little something by now.
Oh, that looks great. Okay, and the oven is at 375, right?
It is. Do you want me
Okay.
to take it there?
I'll do that. And you could tell folks about the salsa, because to save a little bit of time, Megan's done the salsa up ahead of time, but we'll show you the components and you talk a little bit about it.
Sounds great. Yes, so we have a citrus salsa. Its main citrus is actually a pineapple. Just for the sake of time, we're not going to show you how to cut a pineapple today, but we're going to link a really helpful video that will show you if you're unfamiliar. It's pretty daunting. I remember avoiding cutting these for a long time myself. I love pineapple, but it's pretty hard exterior and it's kind of a funky shape, so we will link that so you guys can figure out how to do that. But for today, we already kind of cubed it here into this salsa. And what's really nice about this is that it's kind of a different way to use up those tomatoes at the end of the year when you're just kind of sick of
What am I gonna do with more
or tomato
tomatoes?
sauce. Yep.
Yeah.
And so what we did is we cubed up the pineapple. We also finely diced some shallots, which is kind of like the fancy version of an onion, would you say, Michael?
Oh, yeah.
You could use an onion or even green onions, kind of whatever oniony type flavor you want, or you could go without it if you prefer. We also have some chopped basil that we got at the farmer's market.
Yep.
And then we squeezed half of a lime. We added a teaspoon of brown sugar and 2 tablespoons of soy sauce, salt and pepper, and then we mixed that all together. So it's really simple. You can let that sit for hours up to a couple days, and the flavor is just gonna kind of mellow out and kind of meld together. So it's one of those dishes you can make ahead of time if you want. It's really bright and vibrant. In terms of the nutrition, when we're looking at tomatoes, that is a really good source of a lot of vitamins and minerals that are linked to heart health in particular. So that's something to keep in mind if you guys are, looking to make kind of a heart healthy option. And then for pineapple, believe it or not, Michael, it is good for digestion. There are enzymes in pineapple that help kind of break things down in the gut. So especially if you kind of have a slower digestive system, having pineapple can actually help kind of kick that up a little bit.
One more reason to love pineapple.
Yes, that's why you can use it as a meat tenderizer. I don't know if you've ever seen recipes where they use that almost in like a marinade because it will break down.
Yeah, I'm used to doing it with
enzymes.
like citrus and stuff, but that's a great idea. I like it. This is going to be yummy.
Yeah. Well, so Michael, if you're trying to find tomatoes at the market, what time would you say, like, when's your kind of last moment where you could grab some fresh?
I'm betting the farmers here will have them through the end of the market. What I've been seeing lately is now we're moving into sort of more of canning tomatoes, where you're going to get the ones that maybe aren't so pretty.
Yeah.
But you usually get a better deal on those too. But yeah, I would think all the way till we get frost. I mean, my tomato plants at home still they're ripening on the vine right now. Yeah, so I think we'll be good through September.
Okay.
For sure. Yeah.
That's good to know. Well, I think we're just going to wait for that fish. It should be about 10 to 15 minutes, right?
Sounds good.
And
Okay.
then we'll put some citrus salsa on top and we'll eat.
Awesome. Well, we'll be back as soon as the fish is out.
Okay.
All right, Megan, fresh out of the oven.
That looks gorgeous.
I did already temp it.
Okay.
And we're at 145. And another great way of figuring this out that Lauren shared with us was that if you just kind of give it a little nudge with your spatula, see how it's flaking apart there, we're good to go.
Perfect. Well, should I get us some plates? We can dish
Yeah,
this up?
let's do it up. Let's give it a try. I'm pretty excited about this. Now, another thing is I'm going to leave the skin in the pan.
Okay.
So all you really need to do, you can make this a two-tool job, but I think if you just kind of lift the meat up a little bit with your spatula and then go underneath it, see how I'm leaving the skin there? And we're good. I've got it.
You can eat the skin if you want. It's more of a preference thing, right?
Yeah, it's not my jam.
Yeah.
Unless it's really crispy.
It's crispy.
Yeah, then I'm all in. Like, that's kind of one of my favorite sushi ways to have sushi, like the rolls with the crispy skin. But otherwise, for me, yeah. I'll feed it to the dogs, though, later. It's good. It's good for them.
Right. That makes sense.
Ta-da!
Beautiful. And I'll get us some citrus salsa. And something I didn't mention earlier is that this fish, I mean, most fish is considered to be heart healthy as well. The trout that we picked up is pretty lean. Depending what kind of trout you get, there might be a little bit of a difference in terms of the fat composition, but this is going to be a really heart healthy dish between all the yummy ingredients in this salsa and then this fillet of fish, fresh caught from our friends.
Yum. Here
Should
we
we
go.
try some?
I'm ready. I'm going right in there. Oh my God, Megan, that is so yummy.
That is a good way to end a summer meal, I would say.
Cheers. Well, thanks for joining us, folks.
If you'd like to tune in and see our other episodes, as well as get the shopping list and the full recipe, you can go to pldl.org/biblio-bistro. And for any additional information you're looking for on the recipe, whether that's the price per serving, and information about local farmers market, you can click the show notes, which is on the YouTube page as well, which is on that PLDL website.
And if you want to share any pictures of when you're using the recipes, you can just use the hashtag Biblio Bistro on any social media that you use.
Until next time, bon
Bon
appetit.
appetit.